I will be really honest with you guys. This is not a video I was expecting to make. This is a video that should never have been a part of this What the Fuck Went Wrong series. India was supposed to land Vikram, the moon rover, yesterday at the wee hours of the night at 1:53 AM. And by now, most of you must know that this did not happen. This was the pinnacle of the Chandrayaan 2 mission, and the moon rover was supposed to be a success and a crown jewel in the Indian space program, but something went wrong, something went horribly wrong. The communication with the rover was lost while the rover was just 2.1 kilometers off the moon's surface. So sadly, in this episode of What the Fuck Went Wrong, while I will tell you what went wrong with the Chandrayaan 2 mission, why India was unable to land the Mars rover on the surface of the moon, and why even after the failure of the landing of the Mars rover, the Chandrayaan 2 mission is not a failure. This is the 6th episode of What the Fuck Went Wrong, and as much as I don't want to do this, let's talk about what went wrong with India's moon rover. For those of you who are not aware, the Chandrayaan 2 mission was started 48 days ago from today from the Sriharikota Space Center. It was a journey that took to the south pole of the moon, a journey that has only been taken a few times, a journey that has only been successfully completed a very limited number of times, and India took their attempt of landing a rover to the moon. And while throughout the 48 days journey, almost all of the aspects of the mission were successful, in the last few moments of the mission, when India was supposed to land the Vikram lander on the surface of the moon, communications were lost with the lander while it was just 2.1 kilometers from the surface of the moon. Here is what ISRO chief announced, the sad announcement that went on after the communications were lost.
This is Mission Control Center. Vikram lander descent was as planned and the normal performance was observed up to an altitude of 2.1 kilometer. Subsequently, the communication from lander to ground station was lost. The data is being analyzed.
Now let's talk about in detail what actually went wrong. The Vikram lander, India's moon rover, was supposed to land at 1:53 AM on the 7th of September after it was supposed to complete a series of braking maneuvers. While the initial braking maneuvers were successful, it was only in the last few remaining moments that the communication with the lander was lost. Now before you ask, soft landing is a very difficult maneuver to be done. There have been 38 attempts so far to complete successfully a soft landing on the moon, out of which only 50% have been successful. The Vikram lander already had a very tough challenge and very tough odds ahead of it, but the ISRO team was capable and confident that it would achieve success. And as the nation was watching, the rough braking maneuvers were successfully completed by the Vikram lander, which is a great achievement. But while the soft braking maneuvers were supposed to be completed, the communications were lost. And because the communication was lost, the soft landing could not have been successfully completed. And even if it was completed, the communication with the rover is lost, which basically means that ISRO is not going to be able to communicate and control the rover on the surface of the moon. And this was actually what went wrong with the moon lander Vikram. Now, while I know that this sounds all very devastating, that India's mission was not a success, let me tell you why this mission was not entirely a failure either. While the communication was lost with the rover, the orbiter that India successfully placed in the orbit of the moon still continues to orbit and study the surface of the moon. There are still very mean and very minute chances that communication can still be revived with the rover if by some miracle it has landed successfully on the surface of the moon. But if not, this is only a very limited section of the mission that was a failure. The orbiter still continues to monitor and roam around the moon, and ISRO's mission was a great success considering that it brought such laurels to the Indian space research program. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the nation at 8 a.m. in the morning today, and he also praised the bravery and the intelligence of the ISRO scientists. While there will be accusations and allegations and jest made of the Indian space program after this small failure, like there already have been from the likes of Pakistan, the Pakistan Space and Technology Ministry pointed out that this is India's failure space program. The truth still remains that it is still a unique success that India has been able to achieve. And failing against something that was already very difficult odds should be commended. If you are an Indian and you're watching this video, you should know that the mission was not a failure. The mission was a roaring success, and only some limited aspects of the mission was a failure. While the landing of the moon rover would certainly have added another feather in the cap of the Indian Space Research Organization, this does not certainly mean that ISRO is going to stop after this failure. This only means that the Indian Space Research Organization is going to buck up and send another rover as soon as they can. And while they have the support of the Indian government, the Indian Prime Minister, and most importantly the Indian general public, it is all but certain that sooner or later India is going to continue and succeed in its mission to conquer space. And that's it for this video and this episode of What the Fuck Went Wrong. Now I know this was a very difficult episode because certainly this is a big moment for a nation. In success or failure, this would have been a big moment. But I thank you for tuning in and watching this video. I hope you now understand what actually went wrong with the landing of the moon rover from India. And I hope that you also keep support and share the success that ISRO brought about to our nation. It would be really wonderful if you could like this video to show your support towards ISRO and towards my research and towards the effort that I've gone behind this. You could also share this video, and thank you for watching this video till the end. There are more episodes in the playlist, in the description and in the cards, so make sure you check those out. Subscribe to this channel so that you do not miss out on other videos, and till the next one, goodbye.